Hey, what's up, folks? I wanted to take you on a little tour today of my father gave me all his medals. He was a colonel in the Air Force, and he made his rank up from lieutenant all the way up to colonel. And if you guys know about, say, the old war movies and you saw the bird right here, you would know that these are the top brass. This is when people say this is for the brass, that's the brass. Here's a bigger one right here. As you can see, the size difference. These right here are from the Korean War, and they are pretty nostalgic. And I'm going to give you a little tour here. He was through the engineering department, and he made his rank up to colonel, and some other pins that maybe some of my viewers might know. As you know, the little buttons, if you ever watched the old war movies, you would see the little buttons with the US symbol on them, and this is what they look like on the back side. So as you know, it was kind of like that type of screw. But I really want to get to this. Right here is a Russian 1930 Russian, I have no idea, that $5, could be $500, who knows. But as you can see, it's pure silver. There's no line in it, so that's definitely worth a lot of money right there. It's pure silver. But also I wanted to show you some other things that he gave to me. Is some money from France. This was back in the Hitler days when he took control over France. This was it right here. You're looking at it. If you ever seen war rations, this is what war rations used to look like. War rations were a book that people couldn't afford. They couldn't afford any money back then. So what they would do is you would pay with these. You would pay with these. And as you could clearly see, 1, 2, 5, 8, and then they would get this, a whole book of it. As you could see, it's a whole book. And then it has the picture of a aircraft carrier on there. Looks like rotation stamp number 10. So this is pretty interesting. It gives you your age. This goes back. It says his age was 11, and no, he wasn't 11 years old in school, but that wasn't it. He was the United States Price Administration, and this is they would buy back these, and here's more war rations right here. These were there's the book right here of war rations right there. So if you guys are into different things of that sort in U.S. government, and here's more war rations. If you've never seen war rations and only heard about war rations, this is what they used to look like. Very interesting information. Also, what we're going to get some to right now is money. This is Korea, the Bank of Korea. I don't think anybody that I know of would have a bill that was this clean, this perfect, and this detailed, where it's almost like a museum piece. I mean, there's virtually no dirt on it. I could see right there is the only blemish, and that is from Korea. Here's another. 1,000 won, the Bank of Korea, and on the back, as you could see, their leader back then. It looks like he's going to do some sidekicks on you or something, but that's how the money used to look back then. And this right here, no, this is right here. I guess this was a picture of his little dog when he was in the military. They all had, I guess, had little pets or something. Let's see. 1953. So that's interesting right there. Now here's another Korean bill. This is 1,000 won, and this is another guy. And there it is, 1,000 won, and it's in mint condition. Now, this is under Hitler's regime right here. Official money from Germany at the time of Hitler. That's a Deutschmark right there. Black money. It's black. It's not green, it's black. Black money. And that's the way it used to look back then. And it's interesting to me when you see back then how the shapes and the different looks and the things of that sort, how demonic things were back then. And if you can see the watermark in there, all the way back then they were using watermarks. He was also a member of the Playboy Club. I don't know if anybody remembers those days, but those days were some wild days. And there's Hugh Hefner, the president of the club. And these were money that if you joined the club, you had to join the club to be a member. And he would go ahead and I guess he had this money back then. Here's more Korean money right here, and it's almost like it hasn't been circulated. It's so clean, the money. It's so clean. I mean, you can look at the paper and you could just say it should be like in a museum somewhere. I will take it somewhere and have them look at it because it is very interesting. When I saw my father last, he told me he wanted to just throw everything in the trash. And I said, this is something that I'm very interested in. So he went ahead and as you can see, I have quite a few bills, but the bills are so clean and crisp. It hasn't been touched. I put them in a plastic container. Here's more war rations right here. If people don't understand what war rations are, because you couldn't afford anything back then. They didn't have any money. And as you see, this book is property of the United States government. It is unlawful to sell it to any other person or to use it, permit. So it kind of gives you this, it will give you a $10,000 fine. But a $10,000 fine in 1953, let me see, 1953, no, this wasn't even 53, this was earlier than that. Oh, see, back then, they put down that he was 41 years old, and he was a steel worker, they said. He got into many jobs, actually. He had many jobs, and then he got into the military. And as you could see right there, clear as day, just that stamp alone. Look at the cleanness of the stamp. It really is impressive. It is incredible. This right here is a letter from the White House. As you see, I'm going to take my name right there. The White House, Washington, D.C., August 28th, 1961. There's my pop's name right there. I'm going to move all the way down here so you don't see it. Okay, now we're going to get back to the page. Okay, thank you for your letter. I appreciate having the benefit of your thoughts and the observation. So as you see, the appropriate government official. And as you can see, the press secretary to the president signed it. And my pop's name's on the bottom. So that's a letter from the president's press secretary back in 1953. Now, here are some pictures that he also gave me of Greenpoint, Maryland. It looks like a pretty little place to be, and I'm sure it was. And let's see what the year of these postcards were. Does it even tell you? It doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you. But these were some pretty little places. There was Greenpoint, Maryland. There's a lot of great places in Maryland. My family is from Jersey, but they're from Maryland also. Greenpoint, Maryland, once again. And then just some more cards and fishing pictures and things of that sort. And I can understand having this, because when you're in France, or you're in the military somewhere, or you're in Korea, it's kind of hard to go ahead home, and if you have one postcard, it's like being in prison. If you have one postcard, it's almost like a blessing in disguise. So remember, guys, give me a comment, subscribe if you like the video, share it with as many people as you want, and I have a lot more war memorabilia to show you. So you guys, remember, subscribe, like, comment. I'm out of here, guys.